What's poppin'? What's happening? Let's go. Ooh, come on in. Hey, Samantha. Hey, Cynthia. Let's come on in. Oh, damn about it. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Patricia. Who I miss? Let's see. Hey, let's go, let's go, let's go. Dang, I finally broke. Dang it. Y'all, we ready for some tea tonight? It's gonna give national news, y'all, about this Frisco. This stand your ground finna be a issue. Now that the Carmelo-Anthony family, mama, ooh, baby, did she just mess their game plan up? Getting a word for real, Roland Martin. I haven't even listened to it. We gonna hear it together. I'm curious to hear what he has to say. Baby. And let's be clear. I know people was tripping with Dominique Alexander. He did an amazing job. He getting it out there. Like I said, he's standing in the paint. He's doing what other people hadn't been able to do. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, baby. I see why they be mad at me. I be right, don't I? I be right. I don't go on the platform. Everybody named mama up there. Everybody who wasn't supporting want to support now. Baby boom. Woo. It's all good, baby. Get it out there. Full justice for the Anthonys. Hey, stop playing. Did I speak? Shelly Shell. Ooh, that was good. What is going on with Jizzle? Hey, Kane Life. Hey. Okay, I saw you, LP. Hey, yeah. Hey, y'all. Here I come. Listen. I am so happy about today. But give me a minute. I don't know why my head can start hurting. Whew. That's a nice little jazz thing, ain't it? Let's go. Let's go. Y'all, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, tea sippers, what's popping? What's happening? How we doing tonight? We jamming? Whew. Just steamed my face, cleaned my face. Y'all ready? Give me lights up, give me lights up. Get the lights up, y'all. Come on. Can y'all believe? Can y'all believe that man fell up in there? I don't even know where to start with him. Can y'all believe he had the nerve? Trying to put my little heat thing on. The nerve, the gall, and the audacity. To bring his ass up in there. I hope when we watch this, I hope Roland Martin and wear his ass out. I hope they wear him out. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. Let me tell you this. I think that was one of the best things the parents did. And the activist was waited. Chill, didn't say nothing. Waited till he was out, waited till they was situated, and then came out and talked gracefully, lovingly, humbly, with empathy, sincerely, and at some points aggressively about you messing with my kids. And I'm going to tell you, when she talked about their loss, their pain and suffering, I loved it. And it was just the smallest little thing about what she said and how she said it. Remorsefully, Well, no, empathetically. I'm trying to stop this. And when she said what she said about the Metcalfs and their loss, she didn't come back with nothing defensively like they did. You know, she gave her condolences. We're gonna listen to it again. And then she went on into whatever she had to say. They never once said anything negative about them. And like Dominique said, they could have came out on defense, you know. So see, they was expecting their defense to be aggressive, mad, you know. They waiting to hear what defense he has for stand your ground so that they can attack it. See, at this point, they're still not giving them nothing to attack. Y'all know it's self-defense. So y'all want those details. You know, because hunters ain't adding up. Hunters is showing that they're guilty. So y'all want to find something to attack. And they're not giving them nothing. Well, we're going to check out Roland Martin's together to see what it say. But for right now, and I loved that the daddy went and got him, okay? And the mama spoke for her family. Baby, she brought tears to my heart. But what I also got from her, I probably shouldn't say it. Let me tell you what she did. She also just let the world know that her little girl don't want to sleep in her room. She's scared. She feels threatened. Here we go again. She feels threatened. So if y'all play with us, we gonna stand our ground because we already threatened. And it's gonna be self-defense again. Okay, tell you what else they did. Cause I think it has something to do with Buddy Boy. Oh, Jeff. Oh, Jeff. Y'all get my likes up. I'm not support the platform. Cash App, $ AUNTEAFEE. 27 likes and 100 and some people in here. 20 minutes in, I don't think so. Y'all want some more music? What y'all need? Now they putting up the little guy at Florida State University today with his shooting spree. Yeah. They bringing up all them little non-African American guys who's gotten away with honor. Because everybody's saying he gotta do some time cause somebody died. As if that ain't happened before. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. it hadn't happened with an African American. Is that what y'all trying to say? Because it's definitely happened before. Yes, indeed. But y'all making folk bring it up. Hello? Yeah, now they putting pictures and putting people side by side. Smash the Topic came out, I think. I got it. He was talking about the little cat. I don't think it's going to work for the Wilma Hutchins cat. I'm going to just be honest. He left and came back. He left and came. And listen, before I forget, when did we start? I mean, times is so, I mean, crime. When we start picking up hitchhikers again? Huh? In 2025. Yeah, I want y'all to, because this clown right here had the nerve to confirm why his sons are the way they are, or was for one. Defiant, petty, arrogant, entitled. Can somebody give me some more? I mean, really? You just gonna force your way. And so then I looked at you. I said to myself, AunTeaFee, AunTeaFee. There go that. AunTeaFee. When did something happen to his arm? Didn't he come in there with some sling thing on? Did he have one on that day when he had on faith over fear and God over everything? Did he have a sling on that day? Did you have something hidden in that sling? Huh? What's wrong with your arm? Didn't we just see you the other day? Did you have a sling on? So you tell me, you gonna go somewhere you wasn't invited. No, you wasn't supposed to be nowhere near the Anthony's. You gonna force yourself. They gonna tell you, sir, you have to leave. You said, I ain't going nowhere. So we're gonna call the police. He said, do what you gonna do. Do whatever you need to do. They gonna have to put me up out of here. See, let me pause right there. See, that's what your sons should have did. See the difference? You didn't touch nobody, didn't nobody touch you. It was all good. But if you want somebody to be away from something that you don't think they're supposed to be at, you call the laws. See that? And you live to see another day. You see how that happens? You didn't leave. They asked you to go. You said no. We gonna call 911. He said, call the paw-paw. He said, call the paw-paw. Do what you do. And then they came in and escorted that ass right on up out of there. And then I just heard Dominique say, don't go over there by him. Don't take the bait. Yeah, he looking for a reason. Because he know it's not working in their favor. He want to make them mad. To make them react. You know what I'm saying? You know how they do. They poke. Yeah. To see the aggressive side come out. So he could find something wrong. Because why else was you there? To hear what? That was bait. He was baiting. But then I said, well, what was in the sling? See, he could have had a knife slid up in there, you know. Yeah. Because in some degree, he is duplicating somewhat what happened at that track field. Because when did you hurt your arm? And he could have had a knife somewhere right up in there, right? We wouldn't have been able to see it. He could have pulled out anything, right? So, listen. Yeah, that was something else. But what thing I do know, they could not top what Kayla Haynes, Anthony said and did today. God bless them. God bless them. That's all I must say. God bless them. We finna listen. Y'all come on, get the likes up. Come on. Come on. Why do I have to go through this? Yeah, he trifling. He trifling. Baby, when I tell you I love it, I love the embrace. I loved when he wiped her tears away. I loved it all. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I loved it. I loved it. We gonna get through this together. We gonna get through this together. That's all I see, y'all. That's what I see. This right here. This right here. Look at him. Y'all, listen. It's hard to top it. It's hard to top it. It's totally opposite of everything that they thought they was going to see with this family. Huh? She said, my husband is the sole provider of his family. I stay at home. I'm a kept woman. I was kept before this tragedy happened. He trusted me to raise our kids. Yeah. And this is what it looks like. Baby. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You keep quiet. You keep quiet. You got punished. I was going to call. I got the number right here. I was going to call Frisco ISD today. I have the number right over there. But then I said, no, I'm not going to call. That's your punishment for having the knife on the track establishment, whatever that is, community field. Now, I may check tomorrow, but I didn't call because as far as I'm concerned, for everybody that say he wasn't supposed to take a knife on school property or the field. Once we kept saying it wasn't school property, they said a school activity, you know, whatever. Okay, you got expelled. Your grades was high enough that if you don't go back to school, you still graduate with almost a 4.0. Hello. Thank you, Lord. But that's your punishment for having the knife, unless they can prove, or unless there is another reason why you had it. Because I heard old boy talked about track and tape and all of that. You know, I can dig all of that. But if they gonna press the issue that you need to be punished, for taking a knife, and I'm almost positive you wasn't the only one that had one, track and field. I know you wasn't. But let's roll with it. Let's give them something. You got expelled for breaking the rule. But you did not break the law. You see the difference? Young man, you broke the rule. It was in a handbook, they say. Yeah, you broke the rule. But you did not break the law. So you coming home and you gonna stand your ground. They just mad that it applies to you. That's the problem right now, young man. They gonna run you through the system, the process. You're gonna have to go through the process. Yeah. For them to understand and accept that it ain't a dang thing they can do about it, because it's their law. They made the law. Yeah, they made the law. They made it legal. Yeah, for you to defend yourself. And right now they mad about it. They mad about it. That's why that man was there today. That's why he was there today. Yes, let's be clear. You broke the rule. You got expelled. Now they need to come on and let the evidence do what the evidence do, and that's prove that you were standing your ground, which by their law, you will have the right to do. Okay? Stand your ground. Let's go, y'all. Yeah, they mad, baby. Ooh, they hot. They hot as fish grease, baby. Ooh, they hot as fish grease. Yeah, I like this one too. Innocent honor student KARMELOANTHONY released after bail. Lord. Yeah, innocent honor student. You're innocent by their law. And I'm telling you, it blows my mind to hear African American people say, well, he killed somebody. Yeah, somebody lost their life. Yeah. I'm sorry that they broke the law and put their hands on this young man. But he would not be the first person who followed the law and took somebody out who was being threatened. Yeah, he will not be the first. And based on how some of these people are acting right now, he may not be the last. Let's just be clear. Let's be real clear. Real clear. real clear. Yeah. They just had the shooting today. Ain't no telling what done happened in Florida. But hold on, let's go on. I want to hear Roland Martin, baby. I've been waiting on this for a while. I've been waiting on it for a while. Come on. And it got some other stuff going on too, but let me get to Roland Martin. I want to hear it. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. Y'all ready? Where my lights at? Oh, no. Hell no. Y'all ain't ready. They playing with me. Hey, Sheila. Y'all playing? We playing? Hi, Amanda the GOAT. Y'all playing? Y'all coming in? Y'all in the bushes? Y'all ain't gonna hit the light. Okay, well, let me. Okay, hell. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. What is what is Jizzle doing? What I ain't even really read it. What he doing with BMF? Lord. Oh, where the love at?
Today, for just $399, you can own 60 shares of stock that is disrupting media by allowing anyone to reach all of their...
Women likes that. Yeah. Did he take it down? Oh my God. Come on, Roland Martin. Oh, I didn't realize he had this many shows. Oh Lord, Roland Martin, what you got going on? Really? Okay, I got it up here. Hold on. I'm gonna have to send it to myself because I don't see that. And this was... Hold on, y'all. I thought it was... I didn't realize he had this many shows. Oh, his check hefty. He make big money. He making big money. Yeah, go on and leave. This is outrage to come to Auntie's page as a troll and deliberately not hit the like button to interrupt her content. Yep. Yep. They don't send a cash app, send no support, don't want to hit the like button, nothing. We'll go and repeat everything that I say. And before, you know, it didn't, you know, I just went along with what YouTube paid me. And I didn't press the issue, but homie ain't playing that. Nope, 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 nope. Let me see. Come on.
Burning fossil fuel.
This is the same one. Okay.
On the panel for the DPD police.
Let's hear what he had to say. Y'all ready to check out Roland Martin? And watch when I get started. They're gonna bring they trifling tail, and we're gonna have to play cat and mouse. You know what I mean?
Don't be fooled. He don't give a damn about us. And still, why are black conservatives so quiet of these attacks on black people? Cleveland Pastor Darrell Scott tweeted about Trump calling him this morning and the great call he had. Well, I sent Pastor Scott a few tweets and I texted to him saying, why don't you bring these issues up in your call with Trump? I'm still waiting to hear back. Lots to break down. It's time to bring the funk. I'm Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Sun Network. Let's go.
He's whatever the is, he's on it. Whatever it is, he's got the scoop, the fact, the fine. And when it breaks, he's right on time and it's rolling. Best believe he's knowing. Putting it down from the sports to news to politics. With entertainment just for kicks, he's
Gonna do a reaction video on Mr. Martin and the activist.
Story has been blowing up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but it's also gone national as a number.
Y'all still not getting the likes up. My time.
Fam, today is Thursday, April 17th, 2025, coming up on Roland Martin Unfiltered, streaming live on the Black Star Network. Carmelo Anthony, a young man accused of murder at a track meet in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He is out on bail. A lot of white conservatives are angry, upset that now they are attacking the family because the father of the young man who died showed up at a news conference the Anthony family held today.
First
they
time
are attacking
speaking.
the Anthony family for saying that he should not have been there. We'll talk to a Dallas activist who is working with the family on this very issue. It is very
Shout out to
contentious.
Roland Martin.
It is very much white versus black.
Absolutely.
Issue here. Also, Donald Trump continuing attack on Harvard University. Not only they want to now defund them and remove their exempt status,
but they got it. They coming
actually
out. Did y'all hear when the families when they said that they have intentionally not repeated or brought up the things that have been said about the twins? Yeah, there is evidence. It's just the process. They're gonna have to go through the process. Yeah. They trying to make sure that it will be approved.
Trump says all 14th Amendment was only supposed to be about
by the grand jury. They still having to get to that point first. So they working so that it can move past the grand jury. I'm telling you, that's why they mad. He done went from I forgive them to up them.
Why don't you bring these issues up in your call with Trump?
I don't want to hear about Trump.
I'm still waiting to hear.
Yes, indeed. Process. It's time to remove the other twin. Yeah, they have to go through that process though. You know, they got to collect all the evidence. They got to interview some people. They have to, they have to connect them dots. Absolutely. Because right now it's looking like self-defense. And they are distraught more than they was before. Come on, Roland. I sure thought I got it. Yeah. They absolutely. Ooh, and respectfully, I would probably be the same way. My understanding would be zero. Especially, who did I hear say it today? Oh, somewhere I got it. Where they talked about Hunter being charged.
Folks, an altercation at a Texas track meet leaves a student dead and another student facing first-degree murder charges. This story has been blowing up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but it's also gone national as a number
Evidence
of white conservatives are attacking the young black man
to the other twin
who has been charged in this case. His name is Carmelo Anthony. They are demanding that he get everything thrown at him for what took place in the death of Aaron Metcalf. So let me unpack what happened here. Guys, roll a video. So understand, so 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, this is him being released from jail. Okay.
Oh, he looks so
released from jail.
Innocent, so young and so innocent.
Judge lowered the bond. Well, that black judge has been getting death threats.
And they had to explain that process of how she was even the bond judge. I mean, why I just ain't never in my life heard them have to explain how she was the one. What? Y'all that entitled? No, it couldn't have been zero. There is a process. There is a process. They have to collect the evidence. So that part of it, I understand. It should have been lowered. Oh! I know who said it. Yeah, I know who said it. Remind me to play that video. Yeah. there is a process. So it was either him sit in there until they no-bill it or take it to trial or what have you, or bond out. But it's supposed to be reasonable. Reasonable. And this is not the first person that has been stabbed that they didn't have a $2 million bond. It's not the first time someone has been unalived and they didn't have a $2 million bond. Yeah. So that's why they was trying to make it an issue about the $900,000 home to say that it is reasonable. Look how they living. But let's go.
As a result of that, that's Judge Angela Tucker. She's been getting massive death threats. Now, again, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony says he was only protecting himself when Austin Metcalf, according to witness statements to police, tried to shove Anthony, who attended a rival high school, out of a pop-up tent when Anthony grabbed a knife from his backpack and stabbed Metcalf in the heart. Now, Anthony is now out on bond. Now, his parents held a news conference today, and the father of Metcalf showed up. Here's a tweet that racist Charlie Kirk sent out with the video from the news conference, okay?
Look at his arm. You see this sling? What happened to his arm? Y'all see that?
Attack.
Y'all see that brace thing on his arm? When that happened? Oh no, AunTeaFee. Huh? When that happened? Why you coming up in there with your arm in the damn sling? Yeah, he could have had anything up in there. And I do mean anything.
Conference the Anthony family held today, and they are attacking the Anthony family for saying that he should not have been there. We'll talk to a Dallas activist who is working with the family on this very issue. It is very contentious. It is very much white versus black.
Not even punch.
Here.
What
also,
you mean not even punch?
Donald Trump continuing
2%
on Harvard University.
What you talking about?
Not only they want to now defund them and remove their exempt status, they were trying to
2%. You can't tell nobody how to defend themselves. He asked him not to put his hands on him. Don't touch me.
Of faculty, staff, and students. HBCUs, I'm warning you, you could be next. Also, the Supreme Court agrees to hear a challenge to the 14th Amendment. Trump says, the 14th Amendment was only supposed to be about slavery. Black folks, don't be fooled. He don't give a damn about us. And still, why are black conservatives so quiet of these attacks on black people?
So they still trying.
Hey, Max. About Trump calling him this morning and the great call they had. Well, I sent Pastor Scott a few tweets and I texted to him saying,
I went back too far. That's why he's still talking about that. Oh, I'm sorry, I went back. But I want y'all to see this little sling on his arm.
To break down. It's time to
break down. Lord, I went back too far.
Unfiltered on the Black Sun Network. So, the Supreme Court today.
I don't want to hear all that.
Interview.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. It was that sling that did it for me. Is that too loud? It was the sling. I couldn't get past that sling. He walking up in there.
When my doctor gave me breast treatment,
that's a setup for me. Take that off. They should have made him take it off. I promise I ain't gonna. Oh Lord.
Them and remove their exempt status. They were trying to actually focus on altercation, a text
Oh, Lord, I did it again.
To audit the opinion.
Get my likes up. I won't have to mess with it.
Whatever it is, he's got the scoop, the fact, the fine.
There it go. There it go.
Then there, we'll talk to a Dallas activist who is working with the family. The result of that, that's Judge Angela Tucker. She's been getting massive death threats. Now again, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony says he was only protecting himself when Austin Metcalf, according to witness statements to police, tried to shove Anthony,
So there
who
are
attended
witness
a
statements
rival high
too.
school, out of a
So there
pop-up
are witness
tent
statements.
when Anthony grabbed a knife from his backpack and stabbed Metcalf in the heart.
There are witness
Anthony's
statements.
now out on bond. Now,
Did y'all hear
his
that?
parents held a news conference today, and the father of Metcalf
Look at his arm.
showed up. Here's a tweet that racist Charlie Kirk sent out with the video from the news conference, okay? He sent this tweet out here, all right? And so
No.
you see him attacking the family and attacking activists because of what was stated. What does Kirk say? Insanity. Dominique Alexander, who represents Carmelo Anthony, just attacked Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff, for attending a press conference held by the Anthony family,
How did he attack him?
calling his presence, quote, a disrespect to the dignity of his son, unquote. Kirk tweets, this is revolting. I responded to Kirk. I said, I'm curious. If the Metcalf family held a news conference and Carmelo Anthony's dad showed up at that news conference, would you be saying the same thing? Joining us right now is the activist in Dallas, Dominique Alexander. Dominique, glad to have you back on Roland Martin Unfiltered. It's been some time. So, first of all, you have Charlie Kirk saying you represent the family. You're not a lawyer, correct?
Not at all.
So,
Not at all.
so explain for the
Lord, what did I
public
do?
your role in this case.
So the Next Generation Action Network, of course, is founded here in Dallas, Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex since 2014.
Oh, that's
We
because
are
you're
the
easily
advocacy
persuaded,
arm.
2%.
Our organization is an advocacy-led organization. We are not the attorneys. The attorney for this case is Mike Howard. We do the advocacy
easily
around
persuaded,
making
that's
sure
all.
that people are aware of this
The
situation.
law does not change based on how you feel.
And how to support this family and to ensure
And that's just
that
the bottom
this
line.
family's rights are not violated. And the things that are legal matters are handled by the lawyers.
Look who up.
What's crazy here is, so check
goodbye.
this out.
Bye.
Here's a tweet right here. This person
Bye.
said, I did a Twitter search for Carmelo Anthony till up to 2 days
Bye,
ago
2%.
after the incident.
Go ahead and leave.
I could only find one post
Bye,
from a black
2%.
account defending him, but there are countless posts from
Come
whites
back another
making
day.
it a race issue. Whites racialize everything, then cry when black people take sides. And then this is a scroll of tweets that this person actually pulled. And when this story first happened, they called Carmelo Anthony a thug. It was all sorts of names. They were saying that
changing your
Aaron
mind about
Metcalf
this case,
was this
Dominique
football star.
Alexander.
He was this bright young man, talented, high grade point average, all of that. But Carmelo Anthony is not a thug. Carmelo Anthony is a high grade point average student as well. And so Anthony was being treated as a savage.
Right.
And Metcalf was being treated as the golden, the perfect student, the golden child, if you will.
Yes. One of the things, Roland, that we need to point out in this situation is that most of the people...
2%, let's be clear. This is not about Dominique Alexander. And I am not going to allow you to be over here and make this about Dominique Alexander. Okay? So do you want to remove yourself, or do you want me to remove you permanently? You do have a choice. But what you will not do is turn this around and make this be about Dominique Alexander. Okay? So y'all go on and say bye to 2%. Come back another day. Come back another day. Bye. Bye, Slowpoke. He just supporting. He just supporting, Max. Yeah, she got that from 88.
Because of what Hunter Metcalf said.
Hell, it may be 88. I don't know.
Local media, where he literally admitted over the weekend, days after, the same day, I believe it was the next day, where he stated that his brother was told by Carmelo to not touch him, and literally admitted that he did it anyway.
Absolutely.
And so no one did that interview for Hunter Metcalf. He did it himself. And so this hate, this race, this bigotry wasn't introduced by us, right? It was introduced by them, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm going to say this, Roland. I don't know if you even remember this, because I was on the panel for the DPD police chief, and I believe I had this guy coming after me, and I used this quote, and I said it on your show, and it was quoted in other publications, even the New York Times. We will never ask the oppressor for permission to liberate our people. I don't know if you remember me.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember.
We will never ask that, and I will say that 10 years later. Don't get mad.
Hello.
When you come after ours, and then we respond and support ours, right? And so I'm not here to apologize or basically give an excuse onto why we are supporting Carmelo Anthony. We are supporting him because if you can support your white baby, we can support our black kid, right? And so these laws are not just created for some, they're created for all, right?
Absolutely.
And so just like he should have his right to be able to claim self-defense, and what I want them to understand is Carmelo didn't come out days later and claim self-defense. He claimed self-defense
immediately.
The moments the police touched him, the moments the police even arrested him and detained him. He didn't come days later. He has always, and it's in the affidavit. But what these people have done is created as a racial theme. We see that even with this judge. This judge is literally has been a Republican for over 3 decades. I personally don't agree with her political views or whatever it may be. She will probably never be at a Next Generation Network protest or anything we do, right? But what they show Black America is, regardless of what ballot box you check, you are still Black in America. And that's what they're showing to the people. And that's what people are rising up against.
Absolutely.
And I told somebody, this Trump administration is going to either unite us or divide us.
Let's just say, just me, in that order.
I'm just happy to see Black America and our allies standing in this rainbow coalition of justice to say, no, this is not right. And we ain't asking y'all for permission to help our baby.
Hello. We are, I'm sorry, I hate to read. We are not asking for permission.
The very conservative Rupert Murdoch-owned New York Post. They also own the Wall Street Journal. They also own Fox News. They also own, for folks need to understand, they also own Fox Soul, and they also own Tubi. Okay? So this is what the New York Post. Carmelo Anthony renting $900,000 home in gated community with family.
No matter
bought
how much
new car after release on bond in Austin Metcalf murder case report. They also have been stating that the family, that Carmelo Anthony's family have been withdrawing money from a fundraising effort. It's called Give, Send, Go. In fact, the folks at Give, Send, Go,
they're gonna be real mad after this. That's why they sit absolutely mad.
Literally had to come out and explain why they were not removing the Anthony fundraiser from their platform. People were threatening that platform by saying you should not be allowing them to raise money. This right here, y'all, give me a second.
They want us to be broke, busted, and disgusted and try to get the best attorneys.
New York Post tweet right
is
here.
crazy as shit.
But the folks even at TMZ reported no money was actually withdrawn from this account.
Stop
Bring your
lying.
vehicle to any Hendrick
Oh,
location.
Lord.
We'll do a
Stop lying.
Top off your fluids, check your pressure, your
Stop
battery,
lying.
and cooling.
No money was actually withdrawn from this account.
Correct. TMZ actually called Give, Send, Go and actually asked him, have the family have access to this fund? And they literally responded and said no. And what was interesting about it is around noon yesterday, they called them and got that confirmation. Well, Give, Send, Go sent an email to the family at about 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, notifying that they could actually start the process of withdrawing the funds, which everybody know, even withdrawing, it takes a few days to even hit your account. When the family
They just lying, making up stuff.
put their information in to be the beneficiary of the account, because the account was set up by someone else, that took
It don't have nothing to do with it, but they don't want them to be able to afford a good attorney.
The money is for the benefit
So he
of
can take a plea
minor.
and still
It
go to
took
prison.
Days for verification, and these falsehoods was only created to discourage people from giving money to the platform. So they start these lies and all of these things that they could have easily verified by just picking up the phone, calling, give, send, go. They would answer the phone, they would respond to emails, and they let them know. And so TMZ called directly, and they responded. And so they could have done that just like anybody else, but no, they just started spreading out reports, all of these things. They started talking about the family paying for private security. The security, if you
so they don't want them to have security?
The security is my security staff. The director of security for NGAN is in that video escorting KARMELOANTHONY out, as well as me and another individual of the NGAN staff, right? We have our own security apparatus, and we have made it our business
a
to
good
ensure
attorney
the safety of this
that
family.
knows the law.
The Daily Caller, they put this tweet here out where they pulled from the news conference of Carmelo's mother. And again, I need people to understand the framing. The framing.
I like that.
The clip ready.
Framing.
The way this was framed, and I keep telling people, this is why Black-owned media matters. This is why social media matters, why you need to have credible Black voices. The framing of, and look, we've been trying to get the Anthony family on to talk about this as well, because the framing from day one has been Black thug kills perfect white football star.
Absolutely.
That was the framing from day one. Folk took that and they ran with the photo, not of Carmelo in a suit, not Carmelo in his athletic attire, not any of that. Everything was about, let's show thugs. Let's show. So this is a photo here. This is a photo here of Carmelo in suit, tie, okay, school photo. That's what was shown. But the framing, when we saw all of these stories, when we saw everything come out, and I remember from day one, it was, we're going to show something different. And this is what it was right here. This is what it was. The mugshot.
Yep.
And so folks took that and they ran with it. Oh, thug, single parent home, daddy not around. At the news conference, this is what his mom says.
Bless her heart, Lord.
Like there's
3 years ago, my family moved to North Texas, searching for a better life. Like so many other families, we wanted to give our children the future we did not have. My husband worked hard every single day to provide for us.
Shout out to you,
To
sir.
make sure we're the best to make sure we're in the best financial position possible. As a stay-at-home mom, I made it my life's mission to ensure our children are loved, nurtured, and supported every step of the way. In the wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think, what happened between Carmelo
Whatever you
and
think.
the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed,
Breaking the
and
law.
lied about. been put on all social media platforms.
So they can't even go to work.
My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day.
Bless him, Lord.
We have endured death threats.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
My 13-year-old daughter
Yes.
is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the gifts and gold fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. And in reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once the request is made. I don't know why we have been targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights
Yes.
under the law that everyone is afforded to.
Yes.
He's been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do.
Let's go.
We believe in the Constitution. We believe in the laws of this state. But those laws must apply to all of us,
Absolutely.
not just some of us.
Absolutely.
To be clear, when I speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day, there's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in the legal process, and that is where the truth will come out.
Absolutely.
To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process.
Style
Yes.
and substance. In the G.
Prayers as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you.
That right there, quite emotional.
Absolutely.
And families describing all they're going through. And again, the framing of the narrative of this has been, this family is broke, destitute, all that sort of stuff. Then it's, how dare they go to this home? How dare they? People who don't understand Dallas-Fort Worth, just describe for them the area where this school is located, and the type of homes that exist out there. This is not a low-income area of Dallas-Fort Worth.
And they was living there before this incident happened.
Not a single low-income area. Frisco, I'm born and raised in Dallas, Texas, y'all. I graduated high school in 2007. Literally, Roland, this area where they were was just lake. It was just fields.
Right.
This is an area that has been developed in the last decade or two.
Right.
And I know you know that a lot about that, Roland, too. These were fields when I was a kid.
Yeah, it may be 15 years old.
The median income level is there probably about $150,000. This is not a low income area. This is home of where the Cowboys headquarters is, a number of development. I believe
and they have been living there.
This is not a cheap area. So if you're trying to lease a home or do anything, you're going to live probably in a $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, or $800,000 home, right? If you are leasing in this property. And Roland, man, I just wanted people to see the heart of this family.
Yes.
Just
we
to
needed
see that video of the mother saying that was even hard, because here in this office, as people watching that press conference and hearing that mother, it wasn't a dry eye in the building. And especially for people who know Kayla Hayes and know this quiet woman and soul, and that just came from the bottom of her heart, you know, and just the pain, the fear, I've been there to see the pain, the fear of these children and the things that they have had to experience with this situation. And I just want people to understand, you know, the hate hadn't been coming from here. We didn't create it. Or we cannot pull a black card. The reality, that's our reality. That's what we live through every day.
Absolutely.
We can't pull our reality, right? And we ain't gonna apologize for being yet black in America. We ain't gonna apologize for that. And I think what you said,
hold on, and we are not going to apologize that Carmelo Anthony followed the law. There is a law, and the law don't have nothing to do with you, me, him, nobody. They created the stand your ground law. Yeah, so don't be mad. Don't say he deserved to go to prison. No, the law is on his side, and they know it, because he was not the aggressor. And it's a period after that. And it blows my mind to see people try to come up with 50 million reasons why he should still go to prison when he followed the law. And the reality is, the law is you can kill. You can unalive someone if they threaten you, put their hands on you. The law says you can unalive them. And it's a period after that. That's what the law say. So Carmelo Anthony followed the law. He may have broken the school field trip rule. He got expelled. But as far as following the law, that has nothing to do. So for that lady, 2% who have a problem with Carmelo Anthony, yeah, this law, it's a law. It don't have nothing to do with the person. And y'all gonna have to get over that. So don't say a person was murdered, or he's what the law say. The law say you can unalive someone. So if you don't like it, take it up with the law.
is important because that's what set the outrage of most people in America.
It's the law.
Black people particularly about this
All right,
case.
hold on. And it doesn't say where you have to be. But it was at a school. The law it did not specify. It did not exempt school. It didn't exempt nowhere. That means keep your hands to yourself everywhere in the state of Texas. Okay? The track field didn't get a pass. And just like, thank you, Mr. Metcalf, yeah, for being somewhere you wasn't supposed to be. And instead of them putting their hands on you, they called the authorities. And they asked you to leave. And you did. If not, you were going to be breaking the law. Just like your sons did.
Hey, hold up. Wait a minute now. Y'all going too hard. And then young people started to post that even knew Carmelo Anthony, right? And was saying, Carmelo is not this. Carmelo is a 3.5. His colleagues started standing up for him on social media, right? The kids, the overwhelming support. That's the reason why we told everybody.
That's why the Metcalfs is mad.
The nuances of the case, because it's so involved. Every last witness to this situation is a minor. We cannot release we can't release the information around it because there were no adults in that proximity of that area, right? All of the witnesses to this are minors. And that's one of the things we wanted to give clarity
and
to
are you saying
to make sure
that the minors, yeah, on that side of the field, of the track, yeah, are collaborating the truth. They telling the truth. Yeah. Yeah, that's the bottom line. Again, I'm telling y'all, that's why the Metcalfs, that's why Frisco mad. That's why they went on and expelled this kid, even though he ain't guilty. Yeah. They mad because the law is on a young African-American kid's side.
People understood the facts because there's so many different moving parts. But as soon as I release one of those kids' name or even an inkling
they're
around,
gonna attack them.
I become legal liability civilly and criminally.
Just for folks who are watching, just so they can understand, again, how this is being played out. I'm trying to connect here. If you go to Twitter, now I call it Twitter. You go to Twitter.
Even say somebody's like, yeah, they ain't said nothing about that.
Anthony Mug, Karmelo, Mug. We're having a connection problem. What you will see is mostly white conservative accounts, angry, mad, upset. There we go. Look at this. Carmelo Anthony's family has no shame, allegedly selling Justice for Carmelo t-shirts for $25 to profit off his killing of Austin Metcalf while flaunting a $150,000 Cadillac Escalade and a $3,000 a month gated community rental. Does this send the wrong message?
That's how he was living before.
The family's alleged murderer, Carmelo Anthony.
The reality of it is that's how he was living before the Metcalfs put their hands on him. Let's be clear. They're not new to Frisco. They were already living there. Yeah.
course, it's no shock you got black conservative grifter Brandon Tatum. What does he post? When a community celebrates the accused instead of mourning the victim, it's a sign of serious cultural rot. This merch launch for Carmelo Anthony is shameful and deeply concerning for what lies ahead for the black community. Here's why. And then, of course, he goes on, and we all know Brandon Tatum, it will be as anti-black as you can get because he's grifting off of MAGA. And here's somebody respond to him right here saying, if it is self-defense, stand your ground applies in Texas, and it is you who is wrong. So what Brandon Tatum is saying is,
Imagine multiple threads
but he was the aggressor. We're not gonna skip past that. It's his fault.
He's saying celebrating the accused. So with Brandon Tatum, Dominique,
no,
and
we don't want no harm to no one else.
What they are saying is that if you are accused of a crime, you don't get the same benefit as George Zimmerman. You don't get the same benefit.
We want to emphasize here at AunTeaFee that we don't wish no harm to Hunter, his family, Carmelo, his family, nobody. We don't want nobody else to be harmed. What we want is everybody keep their hands to themselves. And then let the judicial system do what it's supposed to do. Everybody keep their hands to themselves. That has to happen. Okay.
As Kyle Rittenhouse, who they celebrated and raised money for, they're like, oh no, Carmelo Anthony is guilty until proven innocent, so therefore he's the murderer, so he shouldn't get due process. The family should not, people shouldn't be giving money to a defense fund. And again, their framing is that this black thug killed a perfect football star who's white. That's the framing of this. And that's how this thing is played out in media and social media.
Correct. It is. And yet Twitter is yet, because of the oligarch that owns it now, is yet a...
So Cynthia, you say what is the best policy? Oh, that is the best policy. Okay, yeah, that is the only policy. That is how everybody can continue to live and nobody breaks the law. It is the best policy. Everybody keep their hands to themselves. And if somebody is doing something they shouldn't, is not supposed to be doing, then go get the authorities. But you cannot put yourself in the position to be the authority and put your hands on someone. And I hate to say it, but Jeff Metcalf showed it today. I mean, his stunt today proved that if they would not have put their hands on Carmelo, even though Mr. Metcalf was in the wrong place and should not have been there, no one put their hands on him. They did what they were supposed to do by law after they asked him to leave. He refused. They called the authorities. The authorities came to remove him. And at that point, if he would have shown them aggression, that ass would have went to jail. So that's what he should have taught his son. Everybody lives to see another day as long as you don't put your hands on nobody.
Nesting breed for yet extremists to yet just go in and command the algorithms and just put a whole bunch of different things. That's the reason why our organization don't even check that stuff, don't even do anything on that yet platform, because of the simple fact that we know that that is a nesting ground for conservative, right-wing extremists and hateful people to use that platform to put out disinformation. And they've been doing this the whole, they've been doing this ever since this platform was purchased by Elon Musk. But at the end of the day, I think that people are really understanding exactly what's going on. And that's the reason why we felt like it was important for us to have this press conference today to say, listen, what we aim to do.
Yeah, but 2% wanted to make it about him.
To attack.
Do you understand that, Shelly Shell? 2% said that his or her mind was being changed because of Dominique. Not because of Carmelo, because of Dominique. And some charges that he had regarding a child that he took a plea on. Okay? So that's why I removed 2%, because we're not here because of another platform you have been on that has a problem, personal problem with Dominique. I'm not going for it. Like I said, this is Dominique, the activist. So that's why I asked 2% to leave, because it was not about Carmelo, it was about Dominique. And I am sorry to be the bearer of bad news for whoever have problems with Dominique. Like I said on the platform, he gets in places that a lot of folk can't get in. They respect him and his charges. So if they don't care about his charges and still okay with him representing people for civil rights, then who am I? Yeah, and I stand on it. Because hell, the people who have an issue with him have a record. So let her go on. They wanted to know, was I okay about Dominique?
Destroy our black baby. These platforms have been used to raise $2 million for Cal Rittenhouse and a whole lot of people before Carmelo Anthony's fundraiser was on there, right? And if he can raise $2 million, why can't our baby raise $500,000 for his legal defense, right? And so the reality is people are seeing this double standard, and it's clear. They don't feel like these laws that were created, that many of us was there in the Texas legislature saying, hey, you don't need to allow permitless carry. We don't need stand your ground laws. We don't need them. But you kept them on the book.
That's right.
And yet, since you
kept them on the book. Let's go.
It ain't just for you. It's for all of us.
Hello. Hello, lights and walls. Hello, lights and walls. Didn't I tell y'all it wasn't for us? Huh? Didn't I tell y'all this? It was for them against us. So that's why they are mad. That's why they hot as fish grease. Because the law that they put in place for them against us will now be used for us against them. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is what the real problem is. Carmelo Anthony followed the law. And Austin and Hunter did not.
And that's just what it is.
I gotta back that up a little bit. That's fine. I love it.
You kept them on the books.
You kept them on the books.
Laws that were created that many of us was there in the Texas legislature saying, hey, you don't need to allow permitless carry. We don't need stand your ground laws. We don't need them. But you kept them on the book.
Kept them on the book.
And yet, since you kept them on the book, it ain't just for you.
Hello.
It's for all of us.
We the people.
And that's just what it is. That's final. I don't want it. You kept them on the book when we fought to make sure that George Zimmerman was held accountable for the death of Trayvon Martin. You kept them on the book. We testified in the Texas legislature, in the Florida legislature, in many legislatures that I know personally. I have traveled to speak against stand your ground laws and all these different types of things. But since you kept them on the book,
it is what it is.
I don't care about what you're trying to say now.
I don't care how.
These laws are for every.
I don't care how you feel. Your feelings do not supersede the law. They kept it on the books. And again, there is no law that say you cannot carry a knife. There lies the problem for them, ladies and gentlemen. That is why Carmelo Anthony is going to beat this case. This is why they moving slow to try to follow the dots to see if they can find a loophole or find something that Carmelo Anthony did wrong. And he didn't break the law. Yeah. They kept it on the books. I need a t-shirt to say that. They kept it on the books. Yes, indeed.
All right, Dominique Alexander. We certainly appreciate you joining us on today's show. Thanks a lot.
They kept it on the books.
Their framing is that
they kept it on the books.
Black thug killed a perfect football star who's white. That's the framing of this, and
he broke the law.
This thing is played out in media and social media.
But he broke the law.
Correct. It is. And yet Twitter is yet, because of the oligarch that owns it now, is yet a nesting breed for
Vicky Money.
Extremists to get
the only loophole is we can read now. Hello, Max. We can read now.
Just put a whole bunch of different things. That's the reason why our organization don't even check that stuff. Don't even do anything on that yet platform.
Stand your ground. A whole in the fact that it wasn't designed for us.
That is a nesting ground for conservative, right-wing, extremists, and hateful people to use that platform to put out disinformation. And they've been doing this the whole.
Nobody is projecting future violence or harm. You're right.
Was purchased by
to anyone involved in the matter or otherwise. I agree, LP.
I think that people are really understanding exactly what's going on. And that's the reason why we felt like it was important for us to have this press conference today.
Yes.
To say, listen, what we ain't supposed to do.
We ain't supposed to do it.
Is literally allow you to attack, discredit, destroy our black baby. These platforms have been used to raise $2 million for Kyle Rittenhouse and a whole lot of people before.
And he killed 2 people.
CARMELOANTHONY's fundraiser
and paralyzed
was
a
on there,
third.
right? And if he can raise $2 million, why can't our baby raise $500,000 for his legal defense, right?
Please donate.
And so the reality is people are seeing this double standard, and it's clear. They don't feel like these laws that were created, that many of us was there in the Texas legislature saying, hey, you don't need to allow permitless carry. We don't need stand your ground laws. We don't need them. But you kept them on the book.
Kept them on the book.
And yet, since you kept them on the book, it ain't just for you.
Hello.
It's for all of us.
We the people.
And that's just what it is. That's final. I don't want it. You kept them on the book.
It's the land for me, y'all. Did y'all just catch his chuckle? He said, I don't want to hear it. Did y'all just catch that chuckle? He know he got him, y'all. He know he got him. Let's be clear. He know he got him. He know he got him. He know he got him. They left it on the books. They made the law for us. You see what he was saying? They went to and said, we don't need this. Yeah, we don't need this. This. And people gonna die. They said in their minds, we know. We know. So when y'all trying to break off in our homes, yeah, ape our women, rob us and steal our cars, we can unalive you. But that means somebody gonna die. And they said, we know. Now, if you don't want us to unalive y'all, because this law is for y'all, then leave us alone. Ain't that what they said? Ain't that why they put it in place? Huh? I ain't supposed to say it like that. I ain't supposed to keep it real. When they was trying to protest it and say we didn't need this. No, this ain't fair. That's just giving somebody the right to unalive somebody. They said, we know. We don't care. So when I see these raccoons running around here talking about, oh, but somebody passed away. He unalived somebody. I'ma say it just like they said it. I know. Keep your hands to yourself. Leave us alone. If we ain't bothering you, we ain't aggressive with you, don't be aggressive with me. But in case you do, I'm gonna stand my ground, just like y'all stood y'all's. So, baby, to hear him say, and have that chuckle, let me know he got their asses up against the ropes, baby. Because it's they law. That now they don't want it to be the law. So when people try to act like Ain't nothing Dominique Alexander can do. You're a liar and the truth. You're a hater. You are a hater. And I knew you was a hater when you didn't recognize the things he could do. See? Yeah. When you allowed your feelings to supersede what he could offer to this family. See? Where you didn't think he was worthy to help your family. Indeed, he has proved that his knowledge of these laws, because y'all still thinking he didn't have a right. That means you didn't know nothing. You stuck on your feelings. Y'all still fail to realize that the law, as they wrote it, is in Carmelo Anthony's favor, because they want to be able to unalive people at their convenience by law. Yeah. Let me let y'all listen to something else before I go. I love it. I love it. Yes, indeed. In that chuckle, he said, I ain't trying to hear it. I ain't trying to hear it. Because you left it on the books. If it's out, so now they over there saying it's outdated. You know, that's not how it's supposed to be. It's old. Because y'all know that's what they arguing right now. And that's why he chuckled and say, y'all left it on the books. Y'all do know that that's what's happening, huh? That's why he chuckled. And he said, y'all left it on the books. Them good old boys are saying, but come on now, come on. You know this is old and outdated. You know, this is da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They argument, y'all left it on the books.
We fought to make sure that George Zimmerman was held accountable for the death of Trayvon Martin. You kept him on the book. We testified in the Texas legislature, in the Florida legislature, in many legislatures that I know personally. I have traveled to speak against stand your ground laws and all these different types of things. But since you kept them on the book, I don't care about what you're trying to say now. These laws are for everyone.
All right, Dominique Alexander, we certainly appreciate you.
Shout out to you.
Show. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You get my vote. You get my vote. And you done paid your dues to whatever crime you had. You spoke about. God has brought you from a mighty long way. Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to you. I'm sure the family appreciate you. And your timing, sir, Mr. Alexander, your timing was everything. Your execution was everything. You did amazing. You made us, as a culture, as they say, look good. You gave us hope. You gave us hope. Let's listen, y'all. Shout out to you. And don't come over here telling me nothing about him in his past. Especially if you got one. Yeah, you're going to get a treatment. I'm going to tell you that now. You're going to get a treatment. Let me get on back to over here. Let me let you hear this. Yeah, I'm not going to play that game. Sure I'm not. And let's be clear. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. If you put your hands on somebody, it ain't that I'm promoting it. I'm suggesting that you don't do it. There are consequences to that, and there are laws that give people permission.
I was a terrible law student because I was one of the first creators to tell y'all that Carmelo Anthony was actually robbed under the Texas Penal Code 29.02. But since you won't listen to me, let's see if you...
Oh, well, hold on. Let me bring it over here. Hold on. I want y'all to hear. Oh, Judge. Let me let y'all hear. Yeah, it's finna get ugly, y'all, cause they ain't gonna like the law. They want to change it. That's what they trying to do on the cool right now. They trying to change that law. Yeah, but you're gonna have to change it after this case. You will not, cannot change it now. Yeah. And for the people who forgot, shout out to Smash. He unalived somebody. 2. Paralyzed the 3rd one. He had to go through his just process. And he was found now guilty. So stop saying that people that unalive somebody gotta go to prison. He got off. Because somebody was chasing him. I don't even know if they touched him. He got away with somebody chasing him, trying to get a gun from him. Because he was walking down the street, intimidating people with it. He walked. Hello? Yeah. Chasing him. Yeah. So I guess Carmelo should have had an assault rifle and y'all would have been satisfied with that. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Oh, y'all blow my mind. I ain't gonna even lie.
Joe Brown came out with a statement regarding his thoughts on the Carmelo Anthony case, and to all those YT supremacists that jumped in my live and said I was a terrible law student because I was one of the first creators to tell y'all that Carmelo Anthony was actually robbed under the Texas Penal Code 29.02. But since you won't listen to me, let's see if you listen to an official judge.
And they try to take it again from him. That's a robbery. In other words, the taking of the property of another by use of force or violence. He resisted the robbery, which is a felony, and that would morph the whole thing to killing into a felony murder situation. If you have a felony murder thing, the people who implemented the underlying felony become responsible for the consequences. For instance...
Whoa. Whoa. Can you woo? Can you woo? See, I didn't even put robbery on you. I ain't even put robbery on you for grabbing his bag. Okay? I didn't even put robbery on you. But now you talking about the crime. Yeah, what's going to happen, the possibility of what's going to happen, and who going to have to eat that murder, that unaliving. Let's go.
If there is a proprietor, or a manager, or an employee...
Hey, James.
...in a liquor store, and some people come in to hold up the liquor store, and there's a shootout, and one of the bullets fired by the proprietor, the manager, or an employee miscarries and kills an innocent person on the sidewalk. Well, under the felony murder thing, the employee, manager, or whatever is not charged with a homicide.
The law
people
is
who are charged with a homicide are the ones that started the robbery.
Woo! No, who started it, y'all? Who who started it? Y'all? So who started it, AunTeaFee? Huh? Thanks for reminding you. Okay. So the people who oh, okay, let's go.
You have a party that starts a robbery. 2, allegedly, you have a killing that results by the would-be victim of the robbery. So what happens is, under the felony murder theory, the person that's charged with the homicide and the robbery is the survivor. In this case, one of the should-be co-defendants to the robbery, and that's the way the case is cast. The whole thing about the $1 million bond is absolutely ridiculous, because under the Fifth Amendment, bonds can be reasonable and has been interpreted for the last 230 years by the U.S. Supreme Court and most appellate courts.
Y'all know I love facts.
To ensure that a person shows up until the charges are disposed of.
Mr. Brown came out with a statement regarding his thoughts on the Carmelo Anthony case, and to all those white supremacists that jumped in my live and said,
one more time for the one time.
Because I was one of the first creators to tell y'all that Carmelo Anthony was actually robbed under the Texas Penal Code 29.02. But since you won't listen to me, let's see if you listen to an official judge.
And they try to take it again from him. That's a robbery. In other words, the taking of the property of another by use of force or violence. He resisted the robbery, which is a felony, and that would morph the whole thing to killing into a felony murder situation. If you have a felony murder thing, the people who implemented the underlying felony become responsible for the consequences.
Hunter.
For instance, if there is a proprietor, a manager, or an employee in a liquor store, and some people come in to hold up the liquor store, and there's a shootout, and one of the bullets fired by the proprietor, the manager, or an employee miscarries and kills an innocent person on the sidewalk. Well, under the felony murder thing, the employee, manager, or whatever is not charged with the homicide. The people who are charged with the homicide are the ones that started the robbery. So in this case, you have a party that starts a robbery. 2, allegedly, you have a killing that results
he tried to take the backpack. Yep.
So what happens is, under the felony murder theory,
do y'all understand what that means, Shelly Shell? Do y'all? Because see, I didn't say the robbery. I didn't say, theft or nothing like that. So that means that he can be charged with robbery, 1, assault, 2, for putting your hands on him, and then because of those 2 things right there, his brothers unaliving will be on him. Ain't I been I didn't say robbery, but haven't I been telling y'all it's gonna be a problem? They gonna be sick as a wounded puppy when they find out. Yeah, on the golf course. Come on, Jeff, let's go to the golf course. Cause I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's looking like, yeah, your son confessed that him and his brother, here I go again, y'all, started all this mess by putting their hands on Carmelo. And now we gotta put that unaliving on somebody. And since he stood his ground and felt threatened, we have no other choice but to pull it on Hunter. Now I'm gonna do everything I can to see that he don't have to go to prison for long. But I'm telling you now, I'm trying to get them to look the other way. But it looked like these charges gonna have to be put on Hunter. Cause Hunter was the initial aggressor. Yeah, and it came out of his mouth. He was his own witness against himself. They say snitching gets stitches. I beg to differ. Snitching in this case gonna get him life. I'm sorry. I should.
That's charged with the homicide and the robbery is the survivor. In this case, one of the
goodness,
the co-defendants to the robbery, if that's the way the case is cast. The whole thing about the $1 million bond is absolutely ridiculous because under the Fifth Amendment.
They mad. The truth done came out, and now they trolling. How long has AunTeaFee been trying to keep her tea sippers 10 steps ahead of the truth? The truth gonna set them free. I've been trying to tell you. Hello? There are amendments in place. They forgot, and I do mean forgot. Or they looked over, and I do mean looked over. But one thing is for sure. They forgot. They left it on the books. And this law, the Stand Your Ground law, is going to get Carmelo Anthony off. Compliments of honor.
That bond shall be reasonable, and reasonable has been interpreted for the last 230 years by the U.S. Supreme Court and most appellate courts as meaning simply enough to ensure that a person shows up until the charges are disposed of.
Joe Brown came out with a
so that means that $2 million bond was prejudice. It was his first indication that it was a race issue. That was our first indication. Yeah. And if y'all people would be doing other stuff on YouTube instead of scratching and acting a fool, but educating yourself, y'all would know these things. Again, I say, I understand why a lot of my culture ends up in jail, because they move with their feelings versus the law. You better study. You better read. You better stop playing. There's laws in place, yeah, to take you down, for them to take you out. And it just so happened to backfire because they left it on the books. Now you want it off the books. Can we please take it off the books? So I got a message from Mr. Metcalf while you are demonstrating and illustrating why your kids have that entitlement. I would suggest you back up and you back your people up and be nice so that his family won't be trying to put robbery and shit. Yeah, tell your daddy. Talk to your daddy in his spirit. He said you came in a dream. I suggest you go to him in a dream again and tell him to call off his wolves. Yeah. 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 Because there are a couple of charges that even AunTeaFee wasn't trying to put on you. And that robbery? And you put your hands on somebody? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Y'all better be nice. Yeah. So that's about the only thing, and I do mean only thing, that DA can try to talk the attorney off of is pressing charges on Hunter because the young man has lost his brother that was defending him. Yeah, the truth gonna set us free. Yeah, to follow the facts, not feelings. I need to put that on a t-shirt. Follow the facts, not your feelings. Yeah, follow the facts. Now here go the guy right here that shot up Florida State University. 20-year-old Phoenix, son of Leon County deputy. His daddy is a deputy. Two people were unalived and 6 was injured. Said the suspect used his mother's weapon in the shooting. I'm almost positive on that campus, them 8 people, family, wished they had a knife, a gun, or something on school grounds to protect themselves. I would bet my last damn dollar that they wish they had any type of weapon on school grounds to put him out of his misery, to protect themselves. That's what the laws are for. He broke the law. And I wish they would have followed it and had some form of protection on them. Yeah, we're going to stand our ground, and ain't nobody going to make us feel bad about standing our ground. If you don't want nobody to stand their ground, leave them alone. I ain't going to make not now excuse about it. You come at me, I'm going to try to put you out your misery. Leave me alone. I ain't wrapped too tight. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I want to live. So leave me alone. Because I'm going to stand my ground. I don't give a shit what you say. So this is the guy right here. Yeah. Well, hell, he killed 2. He injured 6. On school grounds, on the university grounds. Yeah. Okay, y'all. Oh, Lord, I think after all of this tonight, I think we need the Lord. His mother is the deputy, the son of Leon County deputy. So his mama is, so he used the deputy's revolver. That he Max. Child, stop playing. If I tell you how many likes I had, you will really be mad. But guess what? I'm finna go. I'm just finna yeah, they mad at me, child. They mad. AunTeaFee, they mad. Oh, listen to this one. I know this cat too. I know him.
Hey, good afternoon, fam. Hey, this is Rev Mac, man. I'm just coming to you. Here in Dallas, Texas. Of course, everybody has heard about the shooting that happened at my former high school, Wilmer Hutchins High School, where I retired from last year. So one of the young man that got shot, I knew him personally, so I'm not going to call any names or anything. But of course, God had put it on my heart today to come find out where he was, what hospital he was, and to come and talk with him. Because as I looked at that video of what took place, family, if God had not intervened He would not only be in this hospital, but he would be dead. That gun jammed as the young man, the gunman stood over him to pull the trigger again, but that gun jammed. And I knew right then and there that God had intervened to save his life. God told me today to come and tell him just that he saved his life. But he saved it for a reason. He saved it for a purpose. So as I came to the hospital, I found out where he was, and I came in to talk with him. His mother was there, and I began to share with him what God had shared with me. And one of the biggest things is I wanted to know if he knew God and the Lord as his Savior, and he did.
Yeah.
He knows Christ as his Savior, and that was one of the best things that I heard today. And I just began to witness to him, but in the midst of witnessing to him, his friend, one of his best friends, was right there. And I asked Mama, could I pray for him? And as I began to pray, and I prayed over them, as we finished the prayer, I could see the tears rolling down his face because he was hurt and he was in pain.
Let's Lord.
As family, I come to realize that our young men are crying out for help, and they just don't know how to. So I begin to witness to Jalen, and I begin to share Christ with him. And I asked him if he knew him as his Lord and Savior, and he didn't. And I told him if he said this prayer after me, and he repeated after me the confession of salvation, then he shall be saved. And family, I come to tell you that that young man gave his life to Christ right here at Baylor Hospital on this day. And I'm so grateful and I'm thankful because now God has another child that belongs to him. But family, my prayer is, and my cry is today is that we as men, that we will begin to be more concerned about our young people.
Yes.
That we will begin to want to pour into their lives and become mentors. And so my cry today is that I need those that are in positions in the DISD and all the ISDs here in the DFW area. I need men and I need people that are in position that's hearing this video right now.
Yes, Lord.
That you will inbox me or you will get in contact with me. And we will begin to put in place a mentorship inside of the schools that will help these young men in the DFW area. God has given me a mentorship and a ministry that I just launched that's called TTP Ministries. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
And I want to take this ministry. This curriculum of Men's 33. And I want to put it into every high school and every junior high school, middle school here in the DFW area. Because our young men need men to mentor them.
Yeah.
And this is a cry for help. Our young men are crying out and they don't know how to. And the only way they know how to is by their actions and what they're doing now and what we're seeing now by the killings and the murderers and the violence and the disrespect. It's a cry for help, but no one's listening. We got to open up our ears and our hearts to our young people. And then we got to be able to come alongside of them and walk with them in this journey like somebody walked with us.
Yeah.
We are the same young men that they were today, we were years ago. And somebody helped us along the way. And now, men, it's up to us to help these young men. So I cry out to you, if you're a leader, you're a senator, you're a counselor, whoever you may be, let's get this word out. Let's have a meeting. Let's come together and let's begin to mentor our young men.
Amen.
I am so grateful that this young man Jalen gave his life to Christ.
Amen.
And that's what we've been called to do, to disciple young men. And so I'm asking you and I'm calling you, let's get on board and let's begin to mentor our young men. The young man that got shot, he's going to be all right.
Amen.
He's going to recover.
Thank you,
and God has a plan for his life.
Amen.
Continue to pray with him. Pray for him. And not just him, but also pray for the young man that did the shooting because he's crying out too.
Amen.
And so I ask this in Jesus' name, that we will come alongside, that we as men, that we'll begin to help our young men. I'm Rev Mac, and I love y'all.
Shout out to Rev Mac. Shout out to Rev Mac. Shout out to Rev Mac. We needed that. No weapon, y'all. Yes. No weapon. No weapon. Protect my tea sippers, Lord. Yeah. Hang on in there. Hang on in there. Yes, Lord. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Praying for the Anthony's family. Praying for the Metcalfs too. Yes. Yes. Oh, thank you. Stay on Jesus. Keep your mind stayed on Him. Yes. It's gonna be all right.